most of the disease what we have in this lifetime is based on our actions, mistakes, and errors done in past lives. We can restore the physical health by having love, spirituality, and unity. And there is a direct link between the child's emotions, personality, and destiny with mother, father, and grandparents' inner emotional state. Welcome to another session of book presentation. My name is Rashmi Shiju from Kuwait, and I will be presenting the book Summary Diagnostic of Karma by S.N. Lazarev. So, why I choose this book is because I was intrigued by people having different diseases and consequences in life, though. And externally, it appears that they are very good people. So why diseases come? So I stumbled upon this first book related to karma. And this book is presented by author S.N. Lazarev, who is a Russian psychologist and healer. And his 20 years of research on healing the clients is presented in this book. A word of caution, because our teachings is related to self-healing through meditation, while in this book, author is healing. He is a psychic and he is a healer and he is healing. But at a later stage, he found that his karma should be clear, and also the person patient whom he is treating should have understanding where he or she has committed violation. Then if that awareness is brought, then only that healing happens. Author is, in this book, he is talking about different reasons of physical dysfunction, and also he guides us to understand universe as an energy field, and we are all in a unified system. Okay, so our character or destiny or personality is linked with this field, this energetic, bioenergetic field. We will know in upcoming slides about the bioenergetic field. And there is a constant interaction between this field. It is governed by these laws, and also it is linked. Human being is linked with this. So bioenergetic field is nothing but an information energy layers. So this book is divided into 7 chapters. First, we'll understand the concept of bioenergetic field and feedback, and our information structure as a man, psychic testing, technical diagnostics, what he does as a healer, then culture, art, and human karmic structure, what is demonic possession, and conclusion. So bioenergetic field is like a human structure. Like human structure is an complex informational structure, informational energy structure, out of which physical dimension is just 2%, remaining 95 to 98% is subconscious or informational energy layers. Why? What are the root causes of physical dysfunction? So most of the disease what we have in this lifetime is based on our actions, mistakes, and errors done in past lives. Okay. So human karmic, our karmic structure controls our health, personality, and even the life direction. Okay. Any error or any mistake done, it deforms the field structure. And after this structure is deformed, then physical illness happen. So around 5 to 10 years before the actual physical illness manifestation, it occurs in the field pathological field structure. Okay. When you have stress, heavy stress, or psychological conflict, and this is enforced by emotions, so it is all stored in the subconscious. So this then deforms your field structure, and then it manifests into physical illness. Now, the universal field. So according to S.N. Lazarev, the universe is a fabric of energetic field, of existence, and human being is a localized expression of this energy. And karma is a feedback mechanism. And this is required for human being to progress and evolve and create a balance. When there is an alignment between universal energy field, human energy field, and karma, there is an harmony, alignment, and we live as a conscious co-creator in the universal field. Now, what is disease? Disease is a red flag, a warning that we are deviating from the right path or we are doing an error. We are not in balance. We are misaligned. So we reflect upon our past behaviors and violation. We correct and align with the universal spiritual energy. And that's how we reach the highest understanding. We correct our mistakes and we heal ourselves. Then comes factors shaping a child's personality and destiny. So, child's destiny, character, and personality is a sum program of parents and ancestral, especially mother. Whatever mother feels or does creates an influence on child's personality, behavior, and destiny when she is carrying her or him in her womb. And similarly, ancestral information that we can see in certain families, certain kind of behavior or disease, they pass on from generation to generation. So these all sum up to parental behavior and the ancestral behavior. When a child come across with bed wetting or enuresis, so it is considered that mother uh, might have destroyed the love of a man, or she has been feeling guilty of termination of her initial first pregnancy. So these all can be the consequences of enuresis or the bedwetting condition in the child. Then we'll see the ancestral karma, how ancestral karma is affecting. So there was a case which author was resolving. So in that he found that granddaughter came to him saying that she cannot establish a love relationship. And when he examined the field structure, he understood that granddaughter is not the culprit is grandmother. Grandmother in her young days has destroyed love, and married another person. So that field deformation has been carried forward to granddaughter. So come what may, whatever she does, granddaughter is not able to establish a love relationship. So when granddaughter helped grandmother to realize her mistake of destroying the love in her young age, and then a bond was established between a generation, healing happened, and again granddaughter was able to establish the relationship. This is how the ancestral karma is carried forward. Then we'll understand society karma. Suppose an individual who is pure or having closed karma, such person is very close to divine. So any violation or aggression against this person is equivalent to aggression against the divine or the universe. From an individual perspective, has an aggression against that person, then at a personal level, that will be a grave consequences. But as a whole society has an aggression against such person, then the whole society has to pay for this. It will be a very difficult consequences. So author gives an example in 1920, some Latin person has instructed, ordered to kill or destroy monasteries, churches. So these people are very close to divine, and such atrocities on these people then the consequences has to be paid by the whole society. And then the author says that we also carry in the informational field the sin of the society, because we are nothing but suppose we have taken 300 to 400 lifetimes, so the information or the energy field of those 400 lifetimes with different persons interacting, different society, different belief system, all the sum up of energy information is within us. So in a way, indirectly, we are also part of that societal sin. Now, what is the stable informal information structure of a man? So our karmic structure is a complex informational layers. Okay. The superficial layer is our present life, actions, emotions, and thoughts. And the next deeper second layer is an information of the close relatives, including the paternal side and the maternal side, and also children. And the further deeper layer are the information of a person's past life karmas or past lives. Now, what is the function of ailment? Why we get disease? So disease, we get disease to alert us there is a potential danger, and it stops us from harmful actions and completely removes negative information. There was a case where father was very much against women. He had a hatred or grudge, strong hatred towards women. So when somehow he got married, he was not having, couple was not having child. Then it was found that he has this negative feeling against women. So if a child is born, that negative programming will be transferred to the child, and that will be very destructive to the whole family and society. So that is why they are not having child. So sometimes ailments is for stopping the negative programming and stopping the harmful actions. Now, how do we restore the good physical health? We can restore the physical health by having love, spirituality, and unity. Love and compassion and empathy to all, and having inner work always, having awareness and transforming ourselves regularly, and unity with the divine universe. Even though you are atheist, you don't believe in God, but at least you should have a connection with the universe, that there is an universe, there is a creator who is creating all this, living, non-living thing, nature and everything. So when we can restore the physical health with love, spirituality, and interconnectedness. And also through prayers, you can transform. Like you ask God to forgive you, deeply, with deep heart feelings, that forgive me for the mistake I have done. Accept our imperfection, and the God will give you energies and forces required to improve yourself and transform yourself and achieve the balance with the unified energy of the universe. Transformation through prayers, that's another method. Then another method, spiritual and intellectual progress, that is again, there are 108 laws of the universe, so these are governing everything, these laws. So we have to follow these governing laws, ethical standards, and understand the nature. And through constant self-discipline, we need to do inner work and transform ourselves. So with this process, continuous process of aligning ourselves with the laws, following ethical standards, understanding nature, and self-discipline will help us to achieve the intellectual and spiritual progress. Then comes to psychic testing chapter, where author is saying holding grudge is the gravest violation. So when you hold these grudges, it disrupts the relationship, affects the emotional and mental health, and there is a lot of hindrance in the personal growth. It creates a distance. We must have seen in certain families that they are siblings, but they don't talk to each other for long, long years, maybe 10 years, or they have maternal and uncle, they don't talk to them, there is no relationship. This is holding the grudge, but that will affect the whole relationship, distance people. And then child grudge, very important. When a child is having a grudge against parents, it breaks apart all the relationship, family bonding, and there's a lot of negative outcomes. So even Bible, it is written, love, honor thy father and thy mother, and long will be the stay your days on earth. So one must have a positive attitude towards our mother and father. It must be respectful always. Then we'll come to relationship dynamics. When author was correcting one couple's feel, so wife was saying, "No, my husband is guilty. That is why my child was had a death." So then author says, "No, it is not his guilty. When you are in a relationship, it is a sum total of two fields, the programs of two fields, the husband's field and the wife's field. So the field has a programming of both. So when these two people come together means the field energy, the programming also come together, which is the sum of their attitude, their way of expression of love or hate or getting jealousy or envy. All this come together, and whatever the attitude you display is the attitude others will also bring, mirroring effect on all this, and they all come together, mostly, as even Pradeep ji said, couples are having a karmic relationship. So this is all field program, so one must understand and heal. We are here for a karmic correction, and we must heal ourselves. Then the difference between the subconscious and the conscious mind. So conscious mind, it is very easy to roll in both direction, while subconscious mind is heavy and difficult to stop and roll. But our ancestors knew how to do it subconscious, move the subconscious mind or influence the subconscious mind through kindness, love, and spiritual zeal. Like we have seen in the previous slide also, compassion, empathy, and love. Love is the highest, energy or the positive field energy. So having love is very, very important. Universal love, unconditional love, that can move the subconscious mind. Now, how do we stop the karmic chain of program of offense? How do you respond to an offense? There are people who get offended. In such situation, there are three steps. First, you have to forgive yourself as if you are the offender, and then you have to forgive that you fail to identify, address the in the first place offending. And the third, then you ask for forgiveness to the offender and the offended. That's how you stop when you do the first step, then the karmic chain breaks, and then you heal. Second, third step onwards, healing happens. Then comes to technical diagnostic, which is the complex informational energy structure. So in the universe, there is non-living thing and living thing, and everything has a consciousness. Two things, physical body and the temporal body. Temporal body is the informational energy structure. Okay, when we can influence this informational energy structure. Okay, that is how the concept of telekinesis, that is distant healing, teleportation, one object can be moved from one to another because beyond time and space, so in our mythology also, Narada Muni used to move from one place to another, teleportation, or with certain songs you can influence the climate, whether rain can come, some person singing with certain raga. So this is how we can do the influence the field energy structure. But for this, purity of karma is very, very important. Then culture, art, and human karmic structure. So human energy field is influenced by everything around us. whether it is living thing or whether it is non-living thing. The TVs, the movies you watch, the social media you watch, books, household items, everything around us influences us. So author has looked into the cartoon, what kids used to watch during those times. This book was written in the 90s. So Tom and Jerry, I think now also everybody loves Tom and Jerry. But he has calculated the subconscious and conscious aggression, and he found that Tom and Jerry, influences the subconscious mind with violence. So children watching such cartoons when they reach adulthood, there is a tendency of showing the violence. And those period movies which were famous, he also calculated or examined the aggression level, and he found there is an violence. That's how in olden days we say, the books when children are sleeping, don't keep books which are more of violence, because that book also has the energy, right? And we also read a book. Before reading a book, we meditate and read, because that insight and that energy of the author, right, influences us. So everything around us influences. If we talk badly about even inanimate object, non-living thing, it influences us. When we are angry, sometimes in olden days, TV remote won't work because you are angry. Of remote fighting between siblings, want to some other mother wants some other serials to be watched, so there is a fighting, so remote won't work. You might have experienced, many of you might have experienced, or after watching certain movie you feel so depressed and you don't feel like doing anything. So these are all the influences by examining the energy field when we consider. Then demonic possession is a self-destructive programming, that programs remain in this field, universal field energy, as an autonomous body, like a virus. If we consider we as a very complicated programming, and there is an virus coming in, what it will do? It will create like a parasite. It will eat first the structure, the energy structure, spiritual structure of us, then the soul, and then the body. This is how this virus or the demonic possession or the negative programming, it attacks us. And it is lying everywhere around this field energy always, and waiting for us to do a error. Any error, any mistake we do, it gets an entry, towards deforming the spiritual structure and our field information. So these are demonic possession. So what do we do? Our holistic development. That is what we have to follow: universal law. That is 108 governing laws, understanding the nature, following the ethical principles, moral principles. But nowadays, our education system are only behind the professional skills, but not on the values of empathy, love. So he says when these values are less, then it is more bioenergetically dangerous and suicidal. When we are only in the professional, as we have seen in Pune some time back, 25 years old girl, because of the stress, committed suicide. So professionally, very much skilled, demanding job and everything, but at the same time, from the culturally or the energy level, you are totally zero. That's how you're more suicidal. And I would just like to add also, the author has also examined different countries' aggression, subconscious aggression and conscious aggression. So like America, US, it has more of subconscious aggression. So highly civilized where the culture is zero. Japan was showing a balance with culture and civilization. You know? And Germany is more of civilization, as we know, Nazis and all this. So it has more of negative programming. And there are places also, when we go to certain places, we feel more positive and energetic, and certain places, negative. So these has field energies of negative energies, like field deformation. So that's why in olden days there are certain places of land where you have inhabitants or household or a family can live, and there are places which is considered as cemetery, or graveyard, because those has energies. And also he says that people working in the nuclear power sector or in high energy field sectors, they must have zero subconscious aggression. They must be more pure. Otherwise, it will have negative programming, because they are working in the nuclear sector of high energy levels. So people selected at this professional skill should have zero aggressions. Now we'll come to the conclusion that human beings are a complex energy field, and we are within the universal energy field, and we have a constant interaction between these fields, and any imbalance causes physical dysfunction. And our highest emotions, if we go against love, which is the highest emotion, then our energy fields is distorted. And if we say anything to non-living thing or living thing, the energy field is again distorted and we have to bear the consequences. And there is a direct link between the child's emotions, personality, and destiny with mother, father, and grandparents' inner emotional state. And the illness and misfortune or any painful consequences or situation which come in our life is a mechanism to self-regulate energy field, to purify our soul. Okay. And intellectual and spiritual progress is the key element for healing. Humility, acceptance, and constantly working on our self, inner self, to clear, to purify our soul and transform ourselves. This is what we have to strive for. Thank you. Thank you. A deep gratitude to Pradeep ji, whole BHF team, and fellow participants for this beautiful journey of self discovery. Thank you all once again. If anyone wants to say anything, ask anything, or input or comments.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for this wonderful presentation. I had a question. How difficult was this? No, let me rephrase the question. How challenging was this? Was this book when you were going through? Because karma is a very deep topic, and when you started off, you gave a disclaimer that the author was a healer, and in a true spiritual sense, self healing is the best healing practice. So, and it had a lot of deep concepts into itself. So, how challenging was it to actually absorb it from a neutral space and not be judgmental about the book at all?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. Yeah, I had to read a lot of time because there was a conflict between our teachings and the books, right? So I have to filter it what is aligning towards my teaching, and at the same time the essence of the book is not distorted. So I picked up the reason of physical dysfunction and left how he corrected the energy field and all those things. So I wanted the reason for the physical dysfunction and how we can balance it. So that's how I had to go through even presentation, because his chapters are here and there. I had to formalize it in such a way that okay, these are the reasons, next is this, where is the universe. So yeah, it was tough anyway, but I hope I did the justice. Thank
Yes,
you
you
for
did.
asking.
One more question is, in one of the slides you mentioned that there was this karmic reason for the granddaughter not being
Mm.
able to succeed in her love life. Okay,
Yes, yes.
and in that you mentioned that the grandmom was the reason. Now,
Mm.
isn't this again in conflict with what we learn? Because what we go through is because of our karma. So I'm not challenging this. I'm slightly confused as to, I'm sure there is a concept of a societal karma and grandmother must be a part of this chain. But can the grandmother only be a reason, or the daughter had some other lesson to learn in that?
I think that detail is not there, but he directly points out because his work is on the field correction. So, knowing the field, there is no distortion in the daughter's field. because the concept is whenever you have anything committed mistake, error immediately reflects in your field, energy field. So
Mm-hmm.
he saw after examining there is no distortion in her energy field. So then he went back to mother, and then like that lineage, because we have ancestral karma. I think we know it's in our teaching also. So somewhere
Mm.
that is what is reflecting. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Thanks a
he
lot. But I know you've chosen a very complex topic, and I'm sure it's not it wouldn't have been easy to present this at all, but I think you did a very nice job.
Hi, ma'am. It's a wonderful presentation. It's really that it takes time to understand, and you have done so easily. So, thank you so much. My question is that you said that all the household items carry the energy and it affects to us. So, if we purchase anything from outside, and is there any way we can change the energy of this item a little bit also?
Yeah, I don't know about the, it's not mentioned how we can, um, remove the karmic, but from Pradeep sir's teaching, I can understand that we have to shower. Even clothes carry, energy. That's how we have to shower 2 times, when we go out in a crowd or party, come back and take a shower. Otherwise, there is an carrying of energy. With electronic items, I don't know, but yeah, other things I think we can wash and have wear it. Even clothes, new clothes, you wash and take. But electronic object, I don't know. Anyone else
Fine.
can answer to her question. That will be nice.
Because we purchase so many things, furniture and all, many and small, and so it just came up in my mind. Okay, fruits and everything that we will wash, whatever the washable items. But
Yeah.
and sometimes people also come to our house, so that time also I think maybe we create some thoughts and maybe we can change a little bit. I think so.
Yeah, yeah. Our meditation, everything boils down to meditation. You meditate more and clear the energy.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
asking this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I have a question on point of the demonic field that you were explaining. It just went a little beyond my head. You mentioned 3 levels, as in the third being the body. So if these energies are, you're saying, is always around trying to see where the violation is, you have to correct me if my verbiage is wrong. As in, if there's going to be any form of violation, these forces are going to be ready to see when it can get through to anybody in that case. So, what are the first 2 areas it has to cross before getting into the body?
No, there is no areas he has explained. It's a general thing. Cross because it's all energy, like electricity. So electricity through the wire, it is going everywhere, right? So from where it is coming, if you cut this wire, so which tube light will go, which light will come, you are not aware unless, right? So similarly, this is a
Yeah.
game of energy. Like if you have seen the internet server, you have a lot of boards, so you consider that board as our human energy field, and there is floating some chip like that, like even our COVID-19 virus you can see. So uh, when you are in fear, right, we know that those people who are in fear, mostly they have got this virus easily, because it can enter because your immunity is low, you are in fear, you know you understand. Because I have seen during many of the Zoom sessions, many masters who had visions, they have told that mostly those who are in fear had gone into a net kind of a thing, picture which vision they have seen, where those people have suffered more or got COVID-19. So somewhat similar, you can understand, like demonic possession, they're always there. And when you have low, like you get a disease when you are low in immunity, and you have, if you have observed yourself, when you are more low in your emotion, that's when the disease strikes you, even a flu, common cold, or headache, a day which is stressed in your office, or you had a conflict between your in a relationship, that's how you get disease. So you can understand from that perspective.
Whatever the internet versus the virus. Got it. Thank you very much.